Hello! Now, I wanted this to be a different video entirely, specifically the Yokai Watch 2 Professor Oak's challenge, since that is what I hyped up for a little bit, but unfortunately, that video is taking an ungodly amount of time. So instead, I wanted to give something that is a Professor Oak challenge video that would be quicker to make, because duh, this video is out. And this video is exactly that. Today, we'll be doing this challenge in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Real quick though, I want to break down the rules for this challenge and explain what it is, since I got a lot of critiques about what it even was in the Yokai Watch video. So, really quickly, a Professor Oak's challenge is a challenge where you fill up your Pokedex as much as possible before each gym in a single save file. Now it's time to explain the rules. 1. I must capture every available Pokemon before each gym. This includes evolutions, etc. Glitches that give me Pokemon are not allowed, but glitches and exploits that speed up the process are completely fair game, such as date skipping. 3. No trading or use of other systems to get Pokemon. The last thing I want to note is that I'll be using Let's Go Eevee for this challenge. And with all of that out of the way, let's go. I start the save off with Professor Oak introducing me to the world of Pokemon. I named myself A Cubed, mainly because it's, well, kind of funny, but also this is the third playthrough for POC, the second being Yokai Watch 2, and we all know the first that I did, so this player's cubed. I gave the rival the canon name of Trace, since I didn't really have anything creative for him, so I might as well give him the canon name. I mean, I guess he traces my footsteps, but that's more hop than anything. I leave my house and meet Professor Oak in the grass that he would normally say to not go near. As we speak, an Eevee runs into me, who I flawlessly catch. Jesus Christ, clean excellent. And I'm going to be doing that a lot in this challenge, you'll find out why later. Oak congratulates me before the Pokeball that I caught the Eevee in fucking rolls its way to the lab like he's Sonic the Hedgehog in this bitch. I go to the lab where I can claim my starter and get the Pokedex from Professor Oak, which means that I can add 1 officially to the total. He also hands me 50 Pokeballs, which means it's catching time. On Route 1, I can catch Pidgey, Rattata, and Bellsprout. Before catching anything else though, I have to return Oak's parcel in Viridian City, over to the lab. After returning it and beating Trace, I can head to Route 22, where I can catch Nidoran Male, Nidoran Female, Spearow, and however many times I have to fight Trace, because I literally just fought him and now I gotta fight him again. After that, I can head to Viridian Forest, where I can catch Weedle, Caterpie, Pikachu, Kakuna, Bulbasaur, and Beedrill. Believe it or not, this is everything we need to catch for this section, which means it's grinding time. The place I decided to do it in would be Route 2, since Bellsprout can get to over 1,000 experience points per catch. Now, it's time to mention some strategies I'll be using throughout the video. For starters, using the second Joy-Con will get a synchronized bonus per catch. I use the Switch Grip, which is, you know, the little controller thing you put your Joy-Cons in when you get your Switch, or if you get a Switch. There's also the Charging Grip, but I don't have the Charging Grip, I just have the regular grip for the record, so my Joy-Cons did die sometimes. So I had both Joy-Cons inserted when throwing Pokeballs, which, believe it or not, I actually used to use the right Joy-Con for this, because I used the right Joy-Con, because I don't know why, I'm right-handed, I think that's my brain reason, I don't know, let's go with I'm right-handed. And so I now had to switch to my left hand, and doing that fucked over many aspects of how I play video games. I was trying to play Smash Bros. I sound like I'm fucking 60, holy shit. I was trying to play Smash Bros. Online, and I was mashing D-pad right on the left Joy-Con. Sorry, I'm not even on the left Joy-Con, on my Pro Controller, instead of the A button on the Pro Controller. That's how used to D-pad right I have gotten. In fact, I still mash D-pad right. It's a habit now. I need to break it. Let me just pick up a Sony controller. That's how I break it. A Sony controller. Jesus Christ, man. Anyways, back to catching bonuses. There actually are very important in not only this section, but this entire challenge, and there's a lot of them to mention right now that I will be using throughout this entire challenge. Honorable mention one, though, goes to the new Pokemon one, which does happen every single time you catch a brand new Pokemon that you've never caught before. I don't use that often, because, well, I'm catching everything and need to grind up, but it does sometimes, you know, work. Sometimes. I don't think I've gotten an Evo off of it in this challenge, but it does help. Just a little bit, though. The next one, I mean, I guess the third one, but I'm calling it second because I just threw that honorable mention one in because it wasn't even a part of the script, but whatever. Yes, this is all scripted, haha. The next one to point out is the excellent throw in every Pokemon to maximize experience. So, remember earlier how I said I flawlessly caught that Eevee? Yeah, I need to do that with every single Pokemon I catch. Every single Bellsprout I see, gotta catch it in an excellent throw. Thank God. The third to note is catching them in a singular throw. Basically, I can't mess up at all. I gotta get the perfect throw with the excellent throw, and I got it with both. Oh, I think actually just one of the Pokeballs in the synchronized bonus can work, but it's fine. And I have to use the first ball I throw. And by first ball, I mean first balls, because it's synchronized bonus. The next bonus actually ties into the next part of the strategy. Catch combos. A catch combo is when you catch the same Pokemon in a row and keep catching them. A catch combo not only gets you more items that we sell for Pokeballs, mainly like candies in this context, I was getting mighty candies and that kind of stuff. We can also get the catch combo bonus per catch, which does help a decent bit. Another thing that can sometimes happen, but is great when it does, is size differences. If a Pokemon has a size difference, which you can tell by the blue effect around it, or the red effect around a Pokemon, it will have its own bonus called the size bonus. All of these bonuses add multipliers to the Bellsprout experience total, which can get really high per catch. Like 700 plus range, which is so good. Unfortunately, I suck, so it took several hours. One last thing to note though is that in Gen 6, they introduced a mechanic where if a Pokemon is unevolved, they will gain more experience points per battle, which does apply in this game. This will be used for 3-stage evolutions. Also something to note, the catch combo increases the chance of a shiny. It would be really good timing if well, that's a shiny Bellsprout. Which is good because that means that I can keep the chain going. And it's a nice addition to the... Jesus Christ, you can't be fucking serious. What the fuck is this, Bellsprout Community Day Classic? Anyways, after all the grinding, I can evolve Nidoran Male into Nidorino at level 16, Nidoran Female into Nidorina at level 16, Caterpie into Metapod at level 9, and then into Butterfree at level 10, Rattata into Raticate at level 20, Spearow into Fearow at level 20, Bellsprout into Weepinbell at level 21, Bulbasaur into Ivysaur at level 31, and then into Venusaur at level 32, and Pidgey into Pidgeotto at level 35, and into Pidgeot at level 36. This finishes this section with 24 Pokemon in a total of 3 hours and 19 minutes. After that, I can go to Brock's gym. I think I have a competent Grass-type Pokemon, thank you very much. Just potentially, you know. Just potentially a little bit over double his level. A little bit. You know, nothing too crazy. I can defeat Brock after that and move on with the story. Blue meets up with me outside and just literally dips after a few seconds. Then I can move on to Route 3. Now, I'm not going to catch anything just yet. The only thing I decided to do was buy the 500 Pokédollar Magikarp on Route 3. Then, I went to Mount Moon, where we meet Jesse and James for the first time. After, I can find a nerd who fights me and I easily beat him with Pokemon that are pretty much double his level. Afterwards, he let me choose a fossil and I chose the Dome fossil, since not even the devil can stop me from finishing this challenge. Then I headed towards Nugget Bridge, where after beating all the trainers, I can pick up the gift Charmander. In the grass nearby, I can get Squirtle, Psyduck, Meowth, and Venonat, before transforming Bill to becoming a human once again. Then he hands me 2 SSN tickets because people who aren't social don't hang out at social clubs. Or you're too rich to. Either or. Now, you may be wondering how I'm going to get the Mount Moon encounters since I can't go back there. Well, dear viewer, I can go to a gym trainer in Misty's gym to death warp me back to the Route 3 Pokemon Center, because of course, there's a fucking Pokemon Center here, because why not? Since, you know, I didn't use the one in Cerulean City, therefore it didn't register me as in that Pokemon Center. Now that I have the encounters after Mount Moon, I can go to Route 3, why am I switching between a route and a route? Whatever, to catch an Ekans. Then I can go to Mount Moon to catch Clefairy, Zubat, Geodude, Paris, Onix, Chansey, and Clefable. Now, those are actually all the encounters I can get in this section. Some pretty hefty ones, but nothing super crazy just yet. Now it's time to grind up. The only difference in this section is catching Clefairy instead of Bellsprout. Here, I can evolve Nidorino into Nidoking with a Moonstone, Nidorina into Nidoqueen with a Moonstone, Magikarp into Gyarados at level 20, Ekans into Arbok at level 24, Meowth into Persian at level 28, Charmander into Charmeleon at level 35, and then into Charizard at 36, Venonat into Venomoth at level 31, Zubat into Golbat at level 24, Geodude into Graveler at level 25, Psyduck into Golduck at level 33, Squirtle into Wartortle at level 35, and then into Blastoise at level 36, and Paris into Parasect at level 24. This finishes this section with 52 Pokemon in a time of 6 hours and 49 minutes. Now it's time for a crazy section. It's one of those where if you know, you know. I went back to Cerulean City, or I guess it would be Foreign. Anyways, I beat Misty with my Pokemon that might be a bit over level 15. Could be a little wrong though. Afterwards, I went down to Route 5 to catch Vulpix, Jigglypuff, and Abra. Then I continued to talk to Trace, where I gave him one of the tickets for the SSN. He says to take the shortcut since the guards won't let people by. This lets me to go to Vermilion. What the fuck am I saying? Vermilion City, holy shit. Then I went back to Cerulean to catch 5 Meowth for a lady in Vermilion who gives me an Arcanine in return. Then I went back on the SSN where I can go meet Blue who gives me the Shallower Sable. What is a Shallower Sable? It's an item from the Kalos region. Yeah, I don't know. Legend ZA revealed! It's not like it's already been revealed. Whatever. Then I can beat Trace again and learn the secret technique, Chop Down. Yeah, there aren't any HMs in this game, rather secret techniques that your partner can learn. There are only 5, and we can skip one of them since it's Flash. Who the fuck wants Flash? Anyways, I can head down to Diglett's Tunnel to catch Diglett and Dugtrio. On Route 11, I can catch Mr. Mime and Drowsy. Now, it's time to mention something. This is where you would think we would stop, right? We don't have any more encounters to get. We made our way to Vermilion. Well, actually, if we head back to Cerulean City, there is another Chop Down tree that practically breaks this game. This one singular oversight lets us access so much of the region. To start, we can head to Route 10 to catch Krabby. Continuing on Route 10, a few Team Rocket grunts try to take me down, but a lady on a Lapras appears and takes 3 of them down while I take the last. Turns out, she's a member of the Elite Four, not to mention the first member of the Elite Four. Now, here's my questions. What the fuck was she doing at the power plant? And more importantly, why'd the random-ass hot woman appear out of nowhere? Or, I guess you could say chill woman. Anyways, I can go inside Rock Tunnel and catch Machop, Cubone, Rhyhorn, and Kangaskhan. Side note, Kangaskhan took me so long to find, oh my god. Then I can leave and head down to Lavender Town, where I can go up the tower, beat Trace yet again, and fight an intimidating ghost type, and Jesse and James kidnap a Cubone. Wow, it's really weird having some of those words I said in a few sentences. Huh. Anyways, I headed to Route 8 to pick up a Firestone. Then, I went through the next shortcut to go to Celadon City. As I entered, Brock was there who gave me a thing of tea, which means that all of the gates in the game, ignoring the ones in Victory Road, are now accessible. Then, I went to the department store to buy the stones that I needed for the rest of the game. Because yes, catching Pokemon lets you have that much money. Afterwards, I went to the Celadon Game Corner to not gamble and instead go underground to a Team Rocket hideout. After clearing it, I discovered the leader, Giovanni, and an admin, Archer, discussing the Silph Scope. Archer notices me and battles me and gets fucking demolished, holy shit. Then Giovanni challenges me but is also easily beaten. He then hands me the Silph Scope, which allows me to see ghosts, and more importantly, ghost-type Pokemon. I will say, I do like how it can play as Eevee for a bit, but I wish there was more instead of just, picking up a key a singular time and then never playing as Eevee again. I mean, that's what Detective Pikachu Returns is for, right? Anyways, I go back to Lavender Town to catch Gaslight, beat Jesse and James, and rescue Mr. Fuji, who, funny enough, didn't even fucking realize that they were there. That's hilarious. Then he hands me the Poke Flute, which lets me wake up sleeping Pokemon. Then I went to Saffron City to see Jesse and James barge into Silphco. Then I went to Celadon to unlock Skydash, since I completely forgot about this mechanic. Afterwards, I caught the sleeping Snorlax next to Celadon. It's weird how there are Pokemon that aren't legendaries that have battles which are just Electrode and Snorlax, which is really strange. Then I went to Route 16 to catch Ponyta, Dodrio, Doduo, Rapidash, and 3 Eevees, since my partner Eevee can't evolve. Then I went to Fuchsia City to learn Sea-Skim. Going right, I can catch Tauros and Pinsir. Then I went to the beachy area of Fuchsia to get the gold teeth from Jesse and James. And this is why sequence breaking is something. Because we literally just saw Jesse and James enter Silphco, who, spoilers for the future, are guarding Giovanni after handing him the Cubone. How the fuck are they over here holding gold teeth? How does this make sense? I returned them to the man in Fuchsia City, and he taught me Strong Push. And just like that, I now have all the mandatory secret techniques in the game. Fuck Flash. At this point, I'm going to jump around the map a lot. I went to Route 12 to capture Farfetch and a Kingler. Then I went to the water on Route 10 to catch Tentacool, and Dratini. Yup, we have to fully evolve this thing in this section. Kill me. Then I enter the power plant to catch Magnemite, Koffing, Magneton, Voltorb, Electabuzz, Weezing, Electrode, and the first of the legendary birds, Zapdos. Yes, we can catch a legendary Pokemon before the 3rd gym. Just wait, it gets better. I fought the elite trainer there to get 5 rare candies before leaving. Then, I went to the water on Route 12 to catch Seadra and Horsey. Then I went to Route 6 to catch Seaking and Goldeen. Yep, I just keep getting the evolutions instead of the baby for some reason. Anyways, I went to Route 22 to catch a Poliwag. Now, it's time for a non-water encounter, being Tangela on Route 21. And now it's a good time to go back to them with Staryu on Route 21. I then went to Pewter City because I completely forgot to get the old Amber. I'm smart in the Kanto region. Watch me in Johto, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing there. I then went to Cinnabar Island to revive the fossils to get Kabuto and Aerodactyl. Then I went to the Pokemon Mansion to catch Magmar and Ditto, as well as pick up the secret key which is needed for the 7th gym. The last area that has encounters is Seafoam Islands, where I can catch Seal, Dugong, Jinx, Slowbro, Slowpoke, Shelder, and the second of the legendary birds, Articuno. I also fought the coach trainer here to get an additional 5 rare candies, which will be needed for Dratini. The next stop is the Fighting Dojo, where I can get a gift Hitmon. I chose Hitmonlee because he's the GOAT. The last thing I have to do is Silphco to get access to the 6th gym, because might as well do it now. Before I do though, Blue challenges me and I wipe the floor with his team. After finishing the Team Rocket quest, I can beat Archer, Jesse and James, and Giovanni once again and obtain a Master Ball as a reward. This allows me to get 2 gift Pokemon, being a Lapras and a Porygon. I also picked up a Moonstone at the Copycat house while I'm here. Now it's evolving time. I can evolve Eevee into Flareon with a Fire Stone, Eevee into Vaporeon with a Water Stone, Shelder into Cloyster with a Water Stone, Pikachu into Raichu with a Thunderstone, Eevee into Jolteon with a Thunderstone, Weepinbell into Victreebel with a Leaf Stone, Vulpix into Ninetales with a Fire Stone, Staryu into Starmie with a Water Stone, Abra into Kadabra at level 16, Jigglypuff into Wigglytuff with a Moonstone, Drowsy into Hypno at level 26, Kabuto into Kabutops at level 40, Rhyhorn into Rhydon at level 42, Poliwag into Poliwhirl at level 26, Ghastly into Haunter at level 24, Machop into Machoke at level 28, Dratini into Dragonair at level 38, and then into Dragonite at level 55 with most of my rare candies. Most, I saved like 2 to 5, I don't remember. Cubone into Marowak at level 28, and Poliwhirl into Poliwrath with a Water Stone. This finishes this section with a total of 127 Pokemon and a time of 16 hours and 17 minutes. I can now fight Lieutenant Surge, Erica, Koga, and Sabrina, who, fun fact, is the hardest gym leader in Kanto. Is she a challenge for me? No, I have a level 50 Zapdos. The only struggle is getting someone like her in my DM. After unlocking 6 badges, I can get some more Pokemon to the total. I can get access to the grass part of Victory Road, where I can catch Execute. Yeah, that's it, just Execute. Then I can use a Leaf Stone to evolve Execute into Executor. This finishes this section with 129 Pokemon. I did the Hoggles and Squisker thing in Yokai Watch 1, where I didn't save because, I don't know, man, it was like 2 Pokemon, so I don't know my time. But, whatever, it's probably like 20 minutes, 30 minutes maybe after, because, you know, the gyms and that kind of shit. Why do I keep doing this? Anyways, I can beat Blaine and make my way to the lab, where Professor Oak forgets his grandson's name for a joke. I love that he just fucking canonically uses this joke that he does now. Oh, what was my grandson's name again? I don't remember my grandson's name. I'm an old geezer. Why would I remember my grandson's name? You kidding me? Why would I ever remember that? I just remember if he's a boy or a girl. I still don't know that. Anyways, Blue is there too and gives me the starters mega... I'm sorry, that was so dumb. Then he gives me the starters Mega Stones. Which, yes, we can now Mega Evolve because he also hands over a Keystone. Afterwards, I can take on Giovanni in the gym and make him have a midlife crisis. Afterwards, I went to Victory Road to catch the latest of the legendary birds and the last, Moltres. Oh yeah, I also caught a Hitmonchan while I was here, but that did take longer than Moltres, but whatever, it's fine. This finishes this section with a grand total of 131 Pokemon and a time of 18 hours and 15 minutes. This is all of the Pokemon before beating the game entirely, which is cool to see. I can then go beat Lorelei's ice types that are mostly water, Bruno's fighting types with rock types because why the hell not, Agatha's ghost team that is practically a poison team, and Lance's dragon team that is just an all-rounder. This is clearly a complete perfect Elite Four, right? The last opponent is the last time I have to fucking beat Trace's ass again. I mean, he has a Mega Pidgeot, but Mega Pidgeot is trash. Even in this, they cut the fucking abilities so that way Mega Pidgeot's not even good anymore. Mega Pidgeot wasn't even good to begin with, but now, like, the reason to use it is just gone. 100% accurate Hurricanes. Which is stupid as hell. This is all of the Pokemon, by the way, that I could have gotten. So, I'm really happy with that. But you may be thinking, there's more. And you're right. You damn well right. I don't know what the hell I just said, but we're gonna go with it in the tape. You damn well know what I said. We got postgame. And by postgame, we got, like, fucking nothing. Unlike Yokai Watch, that had a lot of postgame yokai in it. Like, a decent bit. Like, at least 30. This, we got 4. Exciting, isn't it? After becoming the champion, I can go to Cerulean Cave, where I can catch a Lickitung and throw my Master Ball at Mewtwo as he tries to swipe away from being my personal slave. Get your fucking human-made ass in my ball. Also, while I'm here, I can pick up a Helix fossil. Then, I can go revive the fossil to get an Almanite. Then, I can use a rare candy to level Almanite up by 1 level to evolve him into an Omastar at level 40. This finishes the section and the challenge with a grand total. I don't know why I said grand total earlier, but now I'm saying grand total because it is literally the grand total of 135 Pokemon at a time of 19 hours and 33 minutes. Firstly, I want to thank Speedrunner Etiquette for the strategies that I used. Literally no strategy came from me. Literally just him. And I don't know if he got them from someone else, but I got them directly from Etiquette. So I just want to give a huge shout out to personally one of my favorite speedrunners in the scene right now for Pokemon. The next person to thank is, well, you, the viewer. Thank you so much for watching this video and allowing me to, well, get the chance to have my channel monetized. It's something that I never thought I would be able to reach, to even have the chance of happening, and all because of one silly Yokai Watch video that is, let's be real, it's the best video I've ever made. It's so good. It's literally the perfect length to, like, have something you can sit around in the background. In fact, I unironically watch the video. I unironically watch my own video sometimes. I love it that much. It means so much. Like, it truly means so much to me. Not even the monetization fact, but just the fact that my favorite video that I made did so well. I love it so much. Thank you so much. Oh, and one last thing. I want to try adding a segment where I say what Pokemon weren't available. For starters, the mythical Mew, Meltan, and Melmetal aren't available without a Pokeball Plus or a transfer from Pokemon Go. Next are the trade evolutions, so no Alakazam, Machamp, Golem, and Gengar. Lastly are the version exclusives, those being Sandshrew, Sandslash, Oddish, Gloom, Vileplume, Growlithe, Grimer, Muck, and Scyther. Just remember, Arcanine was available when we caught the 5 Meowths, so we can actually get the evolution to Growlithe, not the baby, which is kind of funny. Since everything else isn't in the game, this is the full list of stuff that's missing. Other than, from Chikorita to Zeraora, and then from Grookey down to Pecharunt. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you all later. Peace.